Well, welcome back to another episode. Welcome back to another episode. We are here again. Shut up.
Keep going, you're good.
Shut up.
You got it.
All right, well, that was a good episode. See you back next week for another episode. Jesus. Anyways, we are here with none other than a wannabe Ken doll Roggle, also known as Ruggy. What do you want to call him?
As a compliment.
Yeah, Ken doll's just flat.
Hey. Oh, I didn't know about now. That's wrong. Fucker.
Smooth like the back of my calf. All the way down. No
Okay,
air, just smooth.
I thought you had no calf. You just went back of your knee to your heel. All right. Well, good job.
But really, we have the wannabe Lizzo Roggle with us tonight, as always. And it's just me, little me, Sickalicious, Thundersides. Dig.
Wannabe Lizzo. No. I said it first.
You literally cannot prove that.
Neither can she.
I'm sure she actually can. She's very well documented.
Nope.
No.
I was not believing it.
Well, that's tough shit. That's just how it is.
I don't care.
Turn your phone off. We are hosting a podcast.
Sorry, everybody that's watching saw me on my phone. I was checking to see if anybody cared what Sig was saying. I didn't get anything back.
Oh, you mean on a recorded episode? Oh.
Well, yeah.
You didn't get live feedback on a recorded episode? Oh my god, just the audacity of people. Jesus.
So today on the episode, we're going to talk about Elimination Chamber. And some of the shit show that it was.
We're going to talk about the fallout.
That too.
Jesus.
Jesus wasn't in it.
We all know that. He's spiritually everywhere. That's what I was taught.
We don't talk about religion on the podcast.
You started it.
Nope.
You said he wasn't there.
You said his name.
He wasn't there.
You said his name.
I say his name all the fucking time.
Well, it's your fault. See? You started.
No, it's your fault. You're a pain in my fucking ass and you're annoying as hell.
I love you too.
Even though last episode you called me an asshole like 5 times. I know this. I watched it back like several times. Now, let's talk about the Elimination Fallout as well as Monday Night Raw. Because I don't want to say there's a lot to unpack, but there's like a medium amount to unpack.
That's definitely
what it's worth. So
definitely better than previous pay-per-views.
It's better than last year's Elimination Chamber, that's for damn sure.
Yes.
To be fair, everything's been better the last 6 months than it was the year prior.
To be fair.
No,
all right. So
first off, I mean, let's just cycle through it like we did with the original. And do I still have that notes list? I do not. I deleted it. Great. Anyways,
we can start with the women's elimination chamber. You want to?
Yeah, we can do it. That's fine, I guess. Because that one, we had Asuka, we had Carmella, Nikki Cross. Who else did we have?
Natalia Rodriguez.
Yep, Raquel. And
did you say Asuka?
I said Asuka, yeah.
Oh, Liv Morgan.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I will say that did go better than I expected. And that's just, unfortunately, women's specialty matches, especially like Elimination Chamber or even the TLC tables, Hell in a Cell, all the specialty matches always come off a little, come up very gimmicky. It's like, oh yeah, we're just doing this because we're supposed to. We want to be like the guys. And it's cool, but they're not always pleasantly done. or executed. This one though was very well put. It was very very well done. Liv had an amazing show within it. You guys see the strength, the freakish strength of Raquel Rodriguez. Nikki Cross got eliminated first. She was out pretty quick. But yeah, Natalie,
she helped set the tone of the match, though. The way that Nikki did with what she did of being tossed through the pod, kind of the shit that she did, kind of helped set the tone of it. But then it kind of slowed down after she was gone.
because she's high strung and she's go 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 go. She's like a ferret on crack.
I will agree.
But like I don't know. She's to me personally. I don't enjoy watching Nikki Cross. I don't like.
No.
There's nothing. I mean, it's not like hate towards her. There's nothing fun or special about her gimmick and this crazy psycho bitch style mentality or gimmick is just, yeah. It didn't work when she was part of Insanity. I don't feel like it's working right now. And it's just her, so that's my opinion though.
I think there was a slight glimpse on Raw where they showed her. She opened up a tad bit with whoever she's been following around. I can't remember her damn name, but she said that she has all of her friends left her, and then ran off. So she's gonna start opening up or have some type of character development, involvement, or whatever. But obviously, nothing like that happened in the Elimination Chamber. But after she was eliminated, I believe they were down to, because I think Asuka was the last one to come out.
Correct.
So once Raquel came out, that's when everybody started kind of more or less being thrown around.
Yeah.
And then you could really see Natalya, for one, you can tell when watching her that her timing is off.
Yeah. But
and
that's just how she's like.
Yeah.
The last several years, that's how it's always felt. Is again, personally, that's all we're speaking from is from our perspective, our opinion. Is just she definitely seems like she's past her prime and has been for several years. And maybe it's just mishandling on Vince's part. Maybe it's a bad gimmick. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure she has had virtually the exact same gimmick since ever, and she's the last person to go through the Heart Dungeon. Disregard the whole fact that the Heart Dungeon now has their own wrestling event, neither here nor there, but that's been her gimmick for years, and it's just it's stagnant several years ago, and it's just crusty and moldy now.
Mm-hmm.
But she seemed off. The only like decent moment is when she pinned Liv up against the chamber wall, shoved her head through it, and then did the torture surfboard or whatever. I can't think of the proper name for it, but where she just slammed her into it. It was like that was probably the best moment, and other than that was short lived because I think she got attacked. Natalie got attacked by somebody. If I remember correctly, it's been a hot minute since watching it, but she doesn't. She doesn't flow like some of the better. She doesn't flow as well as some of the other girls do.
So, one thing to watch also is Liv Morgan didn't tap out nor get pinned.
Nope.
So with that happening, yes. So now that's going to leave a slight opening for her.
Yep.
At some point to get in somewhere where she needs to.
Yep.
So the problem with her going that direction is that I don't know how they're going to do it and how they're going to force her in, because I don't think it's going to be a Mania moment for her.
No, not unless they do some type of Andre the Giant Battle Royale, men's and women's, but again, that's useless.
Yes, it is. So I don't know. I want to see her get something, but I think the way they're doing with Asuka is going to work out And then I think having Asuka and Liv eventually go at it, but I don't see Bianca losing it to Asuka.
I mean, it's not impossible. I definitely can see that. I don't see that as the path that they actually go with, but I can definitely like see that happening. That's the avenue they go down if they chose to. And it would be believable to an extent. The fucking blue light's bugging me now. Now that I see it. But I think it's going to be an interesting story. Just simply what was shown on Raw. I think they're going to start pushing this creep style of Asuka before she goes full New Japan style that she was prior to WWE. And I mean, that'll be amazing because she's a hell of a heel. But I also don't see them letting Asuka not win at WrestleMania. Because they're trying to build her back up as this beast of a wrestler like she was in NXT when she was undefeated. And then they fucked that all up with Charlotte beating her.
I think it was.
Always fucking Charlotte.
But at that point, if she does take the title from Bianca, do you see or think Asuka becomes a babyface with this gimmick that she's running with, and then Bianca goes heel?
No.
Because you're not going to have, I don't think, two heels, because Asuka obviously go into it being a babyface in some manner.
No, Asuka will be a heel. I can almost guarantee that Asuka will go full heel and remain heel for a long time. Bianca will, if she gets defeated at WrestleMania, Bianca will disappear for a little bit. She'll be written off with some injury or whatever, and she'll take time off because she hasn't had time off since being champion. So she's due for time off, and they're not just going to let a champion, unless your name is Charlotte Flair, they're not going to let a champion just fucking miss a pay-per-view. They like to keep them active on the, or I guess...
You mean the IC champion?
Yeah. But really, SmackDown champion in general is basically where this comes from. If you're not Roman Reigns and you're a champion over on SmackDown, you don't mean shit. But I don't see them not giving to Asuka just purely because Bianca's not at that level of like Roman Reigns where she could miss a pay-per-view or two and be perfectly fine. It wouldn't hurt her gimmick. It wouldn't hurt the whole EST and WWE. But I think that moniker right there is what almost hurts her to a degree. When you have that moniker and then you miss a pay-per-view, well, now, are you really the EST? Because you missed a chance to prove it on yet another pay-per-view. Whereas Roman Reigns can miss a pay-per-view and you're just like, man, that fucking piece of shit. Of course he'd miss he's a heel character. He's meant to be hated. So it'd be a lot easier to hate him as his heel persona than to hate Bianca, who's a babyface. Unless she was written off. Again, she wouldn't have the title.
Yeah. But I mean, the whole Elimination Chamber match was about her getting to her.
Yeah.
So I mean, without being there, she still has the match about getting to her.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with Asuka winning that one, I mean, again, it wasn't a standout match in the way of like amazing. It was entertaining. It was entertaining for sure.
They had a few moments that were like, yes, that was good. That was great moments. But yeah, for the most part, just it was a good way to start. It was a good way to kick it off. I will say, I think we pretty much called it on that one. We both said Asuka, even though we're like, we would love for Liv to win. Just let Liv win.
She didn't lose.
No, she didn't. She didn't win. She didn't lose.
So
that, like you said earlier, will be an interesting perspective to see how they build that one into a story arc. Because again, I think she was that same way when she faced Ronda's. She didn't lose. She just passed out. She didn't tap. She just passed out. So she's kind of building up that, I guess, a gimmick or reputation of, if I can't If I
Never
can't
quit.
win, yeah, I just make me pass out. I'm not gonna tap. You're not gonna pin me. You have to make me
Yeah.
just die, for lack of better words. But it's interesting though because I keep looking over this card, and the only person we have not mentioned off this card, other than say she was in the match, is Carmella.
I mean,
She was there.
she's a filler.
Yeah, but that was like, I don't like Corey Graves a whole lot because of multiple things. But the fact of like how he talks about Carmella, granted that is his like wife, and they play on that and everything.
Yeah.
It's an overabundance of annoyance. As he's no longer biased or even unbiased, like he's just showing his full heart on for this girl who's not a great wrestler. Never has been. And he, like Corey Graves as a whole, again, opinion, I don't think he's a great announcer. He's not a great heel announcer. He tries so hard. And he's not good at it. Again, in my opinion, when he comes off as this heel announcer to counter Michael Cole, it's not like oh man, I don't like Corey Graves. It's just like, please shut up. You're not doing any justice to this at all. My friend,
he's not the worst one.
No, there's definitely worse than him, but
he's not the worst active one right now.
Between Raw and SmackDown, I dislike him the most.
I
have no problem with the British guy on Raw.
I don't like him, and I don't like.
Don't have an issue with him. He's not great. He's not great.
Can't remember his damn name. The wrestler, Wade Barrett. I don't like him as an announcer. I'm not sold on him. I think Corey Graves is better than him.
No.
But I will say that he does have his moments of, you can definitely tell that he will stick with Carmella and go with anything he can to push her in any direction he can while he's talking about her, whether it be him calling her Mellow, or anything other random nickname he has for her. So, yeah, I mean, she's annoying. That's it.
She's there. I mean, she's always been a filler since she's lost the title, and she's had that run with R-Truth. I think was probably the most impressive thing she's done as of late with the 24/7 championship. And even then, again, annoying. So. Anyways, let's move on from that one.
From one shit show to another.
Well, speaking of shit show, then let's go with Brock Lesnar. Yep. Let's go with Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. The whole whopping 6-7 moves used between the two of them.
I think that's an overstatement. It was like,
let me see if I can hit my finisher. He did the F5. He did the spear. He did the hurt lock. There was a couple punches.
Punches don't count as moves. Like that's that whole.
There was a low blow.
Match. I mean, I think everybody that I've read, everyone was left wanting, and they've been left wanting for the last 3 matches. And I think everybody has wanted exactly what we talked about the last episode and the last pay-per-view. And was it Rumble? Of these two pretty much just tearing down the house. I think we talked about it. And then we also had Crown Jewel. They had a match as well. Yep. And we said it each time. We want him to tear the house down. I mean, Lesnar literally did it with a tractor, but yet he is not doing anything. They keep selling the whole he went off script and shit like that. Like that's
which is funny because like, as I'm saying that too, like he went off script. He wasn't supposed to attack. Blah 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 blah. But then the flip side, I'm seeing just as many articles and reports saying, nope, this was planned. If you're saying it's off script, it's wrong. It was planned. They'll never allow a ref to just get beaten, especially 2 F5s. Never just gonna let that happen. They have to be in on it. Excuse me. And like that's annoying to do here a lot, but
yeah,
that was such, and this is gonna be an understatement. It's such a fucking epic letdown because these are 2 of the biggest titans within WWE right now, and probably within sport entertainment as a whole. because I can't think of anybody from AEW or New Japan or GCW or AAA. Like, I can't think of any two massive brick shit house guys like these two. And yet, you're going to have it result in like a dirty pin or he cheat. It's always a cheat, basically. It's an incomplete finish, and then have this one end with a low blow while getting in the hurt lock. Which, okay, fine, whatever. You a bitch move to do, but now everything's still like, since that happened, there's even more articles coming out saying that Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar are officially done. That storyline is done. They concluded at Elimination Chamber, so don't expect a sixth match or a fourth match at WrestleMania, because it's done. They finished it with Brock Lesnar doing a low blow, and I was like, are you fucking serious? Yep. Now expect Brock Lesnar to go against Gunther. No, let these two guys finally go all at it. Extreme Rules, Fall Count Anywhere. I don't give a shit. You have the two biggest behemoths in wrestling industry, and you're gonna just let them do basic bullshit? No.
Nope. So you're gonna have Lesnar and Omos at Mania.
That's not funny.
Did you not see it on Raw?
I wasn't a part of it. Not on Hulu.
Oh, okay. So you didn't. So you didn't see it. Yeah. MVP came out and talked.
Of course.
They moved on from it, and Omos just pretty much challenged him. So that storyline, the way it looks, is that it's dead.
Nah. It may be dead, but Omos is not going to be in the WrestleMania picture. No.
Now there are better opponents than Omos.
Gunther.
To go. He does. Yes.
It's the only title Lesnar has not won. And if we're
outside of a title,
if we're going to have to have Gunther shoved down our throats, then at least let it be a good story with Lesnar, who can make people look hella fucking good and make them look like they're worth watching. Because right now, Gunther's not worth watching. He's not.
I'll be honest. The past few matches, Lesnar's not worth watching either.
Nope.
Now he has had good matches with Undertaker. He had a good match.
Which one?
Not the streak match. Not that. That one was funny, more or less, but he's had some matches that have been decent.
No, he has.
But
he's just had more bad matches than he has good matches lately.
Yes, and to be honest, they're not memorable matches.
No, because you can't tell me which.
No, they're not, because I can't think of it. Because I want to say, yeah, the streak match was the one, but that's not the one.
He had a good match against Reigns at SummerSlam with the tractor. That was a good match.
That's the one. And that's one I always think. That's probably the only one I'll say is good. Now I think about it.
He's just. But again, that's hard to say whether or not it was a good match because of old regime, new regime, or what. So, because Vince would always have Lesnar win. But now Vince is so hard on Roman Reigns that he can't have Lesnar win all the time.
Well, I think with the way Lesnar does things, I think he's just there. I don't think he really gives a shit, win or lose. He's just there.
He's there for
once he gets his storyline that he either likes, he's either all in on it, or it was just there. You can tell in the promo he cut about sleeping with his wife and thinking about Lashley who and everything. Like, he's just out there talking. I don't think he's fully in it, and he probably never will be, to be honest. Lesnar is so lackadaisical about stuff that he does. When it comes to, he is passionate, yes. He's a hell of a worker when it comes to physical ability and everything else. I'm not downplaying the way he does anything, but I think his work ethic is for a reason. Yeah, but I think his work ethic when it comes to certain angles, if he doesn't like it, he's not all in.
Nope.
So, depending on what they do with it next, who knows? I just want to see something, but I don't know where to go with it. A couple other ones that throw was Bronson Reed and Solo was another one as well.
Solo would work only if they plan on having Solo capture like the IC title, or to eventually go up against Reigns and dethrone Reigns if Cody Rhodes doesn't. But if there is no foreseeable future, or I guess no foreseeable immediate future within this year, basically, it wouldn't make sense to have Solo go against Lesnar. But I mean, it just no. He's been very forward about Lesnar. Has been very open and for that. There's certain things he doesn't like to do. He doesn't like working with certain people, and it shows when he has to work with those people. But we also know that since Triple H took over, he has not been very happy because he doesn't like Triple H. He prefers Vince McMahon over Triple H.
Yeah.
So it's very likely. I mean, I'm trying to think about the last 6-7 months, and that's about the time that Triple H took over, and then we have been getting shit from Lesnar. So who knows? Regardless, Lesnar lost. Shitty fucking match. Handful of moves. Move on. Not worth talking too much more about. I called this one though. Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. Long story short, I said Finn Balor would lose, and it would not have a negative impact on Rhea. It would protect her, and that'd be the way they close out. Because other than that, Rhea would have to be the one that pins Beth. But then that would continue the feud.
Rhea kind of got manhandled by Beth.
Yeah.
On the outside. So, either way, it didn't help her.
She was still protected, though. She didn't
protected,
take the
but
pinfall.
She did not look good in the fact of maintaining her badass way of moving forward towards the title shot. She got manhandled by Beth.
But I think that opens up the door for an actual rivalry between Rhea and Beth for the championship. Because Beth has stated before she wouldn't mind going for one more run. She wouldn't have to win, but
I think Beth is too old. Maybe she can. Really? I think she's too old.
Really? But yet Lita and Trish are coming back.
We can talk about that one here in a second. But yeah, that's not. That's. Fuck it. No, Lita does not need to be in any matches. I mean, just watching her walk around, she looks like, a single mom that's out there trying to relive her old glory. Like, she doesn't need to do anything. There's no point in her coming out there at all.
Yeah, look, I love Lita. Okay, when we're talking about teenage me, Lita, Stacy, Tori Wilson, Trish, then my girls. Yeah. But here's the thing: unless she's been putting in hell of a work since the last 4 or 5 months, which she could be. Pairing her with Becky will make Becky do all the work, and it only strengthens the reputation that Becky will have and make her look like a total and absolute beast that she already is. And it's either going to make Lita look hella strong, because maybe she got another pep in her step, or it's going to be like Kurt Angle, and you're going to be like, ugh, please stop. Please just stay retired.
It's going to... the fact that she's running around with these two gnats of women of damage control is, one, she's going to tower over them. You can see it on Raw. She towered over them.
Everyone tiny, fucking towers over.
And I don't think I've ever really looked at them, but like damage control,
they're tiny.
One looks like a meth addict. Like she looks like she's completely, she does not look healthy. Like I'm looking, she one with the crutches, whichever one, I don't know. Dakota. I'm assuming that's her, but she does not look healthy. Like she doesn't. She looks like she's recovering in some way, but man, she just not. It's a very odd way to look at her because the way that she carried herself is unsettling. and they are very tiny. Very,
Every
very
aspect,
tiny.
yes.
So you look at it, Becky Lynch and Lita to go against those two. I mean, I don't see any way that you can say, oh, yeah, they're going to come out and win this. Like, has Damage Control defended the titles recently? I was trying to remember when I was watching Raw if they had or not, because I don't remember them ever being in a pay-per-view. They may have done it on Raw or SmackDown or whichever one the brand they're part of. I'm assuming Raw. But man, I don't remember ever seeing them do anything. And they were listing off last night who they beat, and I'm like, I don't remember seeing any of these matches. But I don't remember the last time they defended the titles.
Oh man, that's what.
And
I mean,
I even forgot they were a tag title, a tag champs.
well, they always. That's just how that title always is. Is no one remembers that title. Oh, let's see. Oh man. So they defended. Fuck you. They defended their championship on December 16th versus Liv Morgan and Tegan Nox. So we're 2 months past any title defense.
Okay.
2 months.
So no Rumble. Were they in?
They were in the Rumble.
Were they?
They went up against Becky. Bailey, those two went up against Becky, and she's like, man, you guys cost me my WrestleMania moment because I was too concerned with making sure you three dotes didn't make it through.
Very true. Okay.
I know it's very true because we talked about it on that episode too.
Yeah, I remember now. So yeah, and the third factor that they keep sending home apparently is Trish Stratus. She was there on Monday and was supposed to come out, but they had a change in angle, and she was sent home again. But apparently they're trying to get her involved as well to have a triple threat match, or I'm sorry, 6-man tag essentially is what's going to be, to include Bailey and then add Trish on with Lita and Becky.
It was supposed to take place at Elimination Chamber.
Okay, so I think it's what I brought up last week was that one, but I didn't know what the hell it was about. I didn't think about Trish Stratus until I recently read about it.
No, Trish was supposed to last Monday night, so the Monday night before Elimination Chamber, Trish was supposed to also come down to the ring with Lita to help in that cage match.
Mm-hmm.
So where it would set up a 6-female tag on Elimination Chamber in Canada, Trish Stratus's home, but she couldn't make it. She had scheduling conflict, and then she got sent home on Saturday, and then she got sent home Monday, or sent home by she was I gotta be here type thing, not necessarily sent home. So, I mean, I think they may be just scrapping that. Or,
who knows?
I mean, if we're gonna bring back these legends like Lita and Trish, let them mentor somebody. Let them be a manager. They were good on the mic back in the late 90s, early 2000s. They're still decent on the mic now. But let them help people who, I don't know, suck on the mic.
Yeah.
Or just...
Asuka can't talk.
Yeah. She's one of those people, she's probably really good on the mic over, other places. But her and even Io Sky.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like
microphones.
It's not going to translate in the manner of where it's like Pentagon Jr. Like I talked about before. Like when he speaks Spanish on the mic, it's great, but when he tries to do more and more on the English side, it doesn't come over or translate as well.
Yeah.
So like Asuka will need somebody. If she was to have somebody, she would need somebody like that to help her with promos and stuff like that. But she's
but speaking of Asuka, that's a hard one to have a manager for, because it would have to be somebody who's very cocky and arrogant, but also respectful to the business, and it's just not a lot. But,
it's tough.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be Lita and Becky will get the championships. That's inevitable, unfortunately. like it's already been mentioned that Io Sky and Dakota Kai will drop the titles before WrestleMania, so where they don't have to pull double duties at WrestleMania. But the problem is the double duty that people are talking about is the 6-man tag, which would include the tag champions. So, would you rather have Damage Control pull double duty, or Becky and Lita pull double duty? Becky could do it. Lita, maybe not so much. In her prime, maybe. Today, no.
No, I don't think so. Well, I mean, she could. She would have limited participation in the match. You know, she could be laid out for half the match outside the ring, like some people do.
Well, that was like when Kurt Angle had his final run. Is he partnered up with a lot of people, and just he's not good singles. He was decent in tag, but he would have his flurry of bursts, and then done. So, what I know.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes. It's going to get interesting. The fact if that does happen, they do change, then it's going to open up some other tags, and you may see Ronda and Baszler.
I think that was the other WrestleMania. It was supposed to be Baszler and Ronda versus Damage Control, and then Damage Control versus Lita, Becky, and Trish. But they would have to drop the title before then, so they'll pull double duty.
See, that one, to be honest, I couldn't take it serious of Rousey and Baszler against Damage Control, because to be honest, you have two badass women fighting two tiny infants at that point. Like, there's no way that would. I mean, in my head, it wouldn't make any sense, but
that'd be like fighting you.
It makes dumber sense. I mean, the small people would always win, but it just kind of goes wherever. Who knows?
But anyways, let's move on. We'll touch on all the WrestleMania stuff the week of WrestleMania, because that will be the pay-per-view that we do a week's worth of content leading up to it and after, since that is a very big pay-per-view. So, well, let's move on.
Do we think Balor and Edge have a match at Mania? He did attack him last night as well. So just not to leave that out. I know we kind of skipped to that match, but
because the match was
kind of there.
Oh no! So no, let's double track. Okay, Edge got pinned 2-3. He was pinned. He never kicked out on time, and Beth did not save it. I rewatched that portion probably a dozen times because everyone was like, "That was such a close call." It's like, fucker. The ref lady goes 1, 2.
Yeah. Son, get over here.
Come on, run, bitch.
Yeah.
Come on. Dude could have counted like 7.
Yep.
And then Ed just kind of did his little, my shoulder got up, and Beth touched Phoenix or Finn. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
That was so poorly done. And there was there was more like that in other matches too. It's just,
but to be honest, at that too, Edge being the vet that he is, he should have been able to kick out as well.
He was so exhausted.
All you gotta do is roll. I mean,
he should have enough. You go work 10 minutes like that, and you try to go. Let me just roll.
Hey, I walked up the stairs earlier.
You can barely roll out of bed in the morning. Okay, shut your mouth.
But I got out of bed every morning. I cry when I get out of bed because everything pops, twists, burns. But I do it.
Sounds like a fidget toy popper.
Yep, exactly. Like fuck.
But,
all right, so yes, we do agree. Balor, Edge, Mania.
Well, it'll be Finn, Balor, Demon, because they've already started. What got leaked? Damn it! I was just reading it this morning.
If they wanted to go with
something about Demon got leaked. Finn Balor's Demon is slated for an appearance. I think that's what it is. It's based off of shows to come up. Finn Balor's Demon was reported
the Hollywood portion of it.
Yeah. So, who knows? But speaking of which, Hollywood, because that's where the pay-per-view takes place. The Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins commercial. Look, one perfect Joker. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
He nails it.
Seth Rollins nails the Joker better than Joaquin Phoenix. I don't like Joaquin Phoenix as a Joker to begin with.
He has a great laugh, and his facial features, his pitch, his delivery, everything about it was great. Perfect. And it was awesome. I'm not gonna lie, if he is ever cast as that, I mean, he might be able to do it. I don't know. But I mean, we can stop at that because I once she comes in, it kind of drives me nuts because it sounds like she's constipated the entire time.
But that's like the best part, though, is she has a really deep voice. And she's talking to him, and he's like, "You okay?" He's made a couple. I forget what verbiage he used, but he said something about, "What's wrong with your voice?" I like to be mysterious.
She's like, I gotta go. I'm gonna be late for the man cave. I know we had a man cave. You wouldn't. I'm the man. Like, all right.
That was a good trailer or sneak peek, or whatever you want to fucking call it, for WrestleMania. It was. Yeah. I liked it. I laughed. Probably harder than I should have. But
it's good.
Warner Brothers fucking hire Seth Rollins for the Joker. The dude could do it, but that was so good. I like that. Mm-hmm. Anyways, that's probably the highlight of that week, of the night. Actually, we have 2 more matches, so let's go to the men's Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
For the U.S. title, again, we had Austin Theory versus Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, and Montez Ford. Again, we called this one. We said the final 4 would, in fact, be Theory, Rollins, Montez Ford, and Priest. Called it.
Yep.
I think Priest was in the final 3. So I think Priest pinned Ford. Yes, because Ford got knocked out. No,
Priest was gone before that.
Okay,
Ford was
knocked out.
I mean, he sold a little bit for what happened, but
dude's eyes were wide as fuck to the point of, yep, that was an impact.
So,
but I will say that's a letdown. He only had one high spot. He was the one we thought would be.
He needs to slow the fuck down. He came out and did about 36 crotch chops. And then went crazy. I mean, that's all he did. Like, he was gyrating and everything else. Like, he was overly excited and spastic as fuck to be in the match, and then just went crazy. Like, he did nothing. Crotch chop. And then, like, everything else.
It was suck it, do a couple hits, suck it, do a couple hits. Like, it was excessive, and I'm a big fan of DX. I'm a big fan of getting myself in trouble as a kid doing the suck it symbol. But even I was like, all right, we get it. All right, we get it. Stop.
But when you're doing it excessively fast and over, it loses everything you have going to it. Like, you don't need to, throw a couple hands, do it, throw a couple more hands, do it, throw a couple more hands. Like, no, you're losing it. And he looked very...
He looked out of it.
He didn't he was way too excited to be in a singles match. I think he tried to prove himself too fast and too quick in the match. Now, the high spot that he took was great. Mm-hmm. It was pretty damn impressive. Yes.
One.
But like I said, I don't think he could do too many in that match without taking away from everybody else.
Who cares?
Which is what I was talking about. That's the thing. I don't think they can. I don't think he's ready.
Oh,
yeah, it showed in that match he's not ready. Mid, maybe, yes.
Yep.
But it showed in that match that he's not quite ready because he gets... I was just sort of excited with what was going on or what, but he just
I think it
didn't
was
seem
nerves,
ready at
but
that
yeah.
point. It could have been that too. But like that point in that match, he didn't seem himself.
No,
He
but
seemed way too rushed.
you know who did seem like one a beast inside that damn thing was Bronson
Gargano?
Reed.
Oh, I would say, yeah, he did. And
That
he walked
dude
around the fucker easily, carrying people and tossing them.
double stacking it like
Yeah.
he looked impressive, but at the same time, definitely a filler role where like, hey, do a couple, big spots, yeah, okay, cool, take the fall, all right, see ya later. But I mean,
He did some damage before he did it.
yeah, he was impressive to watch.
Mhm.
The top rope where he did the shoulder tackle. Anytime a
Yeah.
big dude gets on fucking top rope and can complete the move effectively, it's impressive. And it's always one of those where I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
that's a lot of force coming your way.
Yeah.
You can say this shit is scripted. I would rather take a hit from a chair than being shoulder tackled by this fucker from top rope. Like, you're not catching yourself. You can't break that fall. You can't help him. I think he did to Montez Ford, and it literally looked like a hippo was tackling a child. And you're like, yeah, this child ain't gonna help break the fall or anything. It's gone. Like, deuces. But he like was impressive.
And Gargano was impressive as well. I've never really watched him in his matches, but he looked damn good.
You shit talk.
I did. Yeah, yes. I'll take it back. He impressed me in the match. The dude's DDTs in that match were great. The over-the-top rope, they were very clean. And the way that he executed a lot of his moves, clean and precise. Timing was good. Yep. Even his play with Seth Rollins was very good. When they were both sitting back and forth, sitting up top. They were able to tell a story just those two together. And man, it was entertaining just watch those two. They're sitting up top, and they're just kind of like bullshitting back and forth. And then Seth Rollins starts backhanding, and they go out on top. I'm like, what the fuck's gonna happen here? And then that big ass bump from the top down.
Oh my god, dude! Did you see he hit Priest on the way down?
Yeah,
I had to watch it a couple times because he kept holding his eye socket, not like his ear or his temple. He was holding his eye socket, and it's a shitty angle on the TV, so you can't see much. But it looks like he may have hit his eye or his that section of his face on Priest's shoulder, because Priest didn't get hit too hard.
But I think Priest was supposed to catch him.
Yeah, he
break his fall.
He was holding his eyes, and I was like, "Oh damn!" And you could tell it was super red right around here.
Yeah,
but he put on a hell of a show. He's definitely ready for his mid-tier push. He's not ready for main stage just yet. But again, Seth Rollins is by far the key figure in this entire match, regardless of Theory winning or not.
Yeah.
Rollins sold all of it. Rollins took all the spots. Rollins made all the bumps look legit, and he focused on everything, and he worked very well with everyone. And at the end, when Bronson Reed, or not the end, middle, Bronson Reed got a super kick party from Rollins and Gargano and Montez Ford. That was impressive. That was very fun to watch. Because it's very much shades of the Elite and Kenny Omega. So it was fun. And it looked really good. And definitely, again, it protected Bronson Reed, too. He's still a brick shit house. He's a powerhouse. He's not going to go down very easily. But it made everyone else look good, too. So, again, Rollins protected and did all the story amazingly. But with Rollins, how do you feel about Logan Paul coming in? Because Montez Ford is passed out, knocked out, whatever, and then just left the cage open, and Logan Paul cost the match for Rollins.
I loved it. It made perfect sense. Makes total sense setting up Rollins and Paul for WrestleMania. No one better to help him get over more than he already has than have Seth Rollins to go against the WrestleMania. It's going to be probably one hell of a match, and the fact that these two are people that are outside the ring, can live however they want and still be exactly who they are, because Rollins eats, sleeps, and lives wrestling. Yep. He's talked about it in interviews, everything else. Everything he does is how he is, no matter what. Same thing with Logan Paul. He's got everything, social media, that's him. No matter what, he doesn't change anything about himself, and that's it. These two going together, the promos hopefully will be good, and the story arc for them will be set up very well, and then a hell of a match at Mania. If not, maybe one of the best matches at Mania.
I think it could be a show stealer. I think it could be better than Cody Rhodes and Reigns, depending upon how that whole story goes down. Because again, we'll get into it in the next match actually. But I thought it was great. I didn't like the timing aspect of it. That it just felt so long to get Ford out of the ring, and then a minute or two goes by. Oh, here's Logan Paul. Versus, why didn't they just have Logan Paul jump the barricade and come in the moment it got opened up for Montez Ford rather than waiting the length of time they did?
I mean, it's who knows. At that point, he may have missed the spot.
It's hard to say, but it's fine. But I will say the dude does a hell of a lariat over the top rope, slingshot lariat, I think is what's called, where he flips over the rope and then clotheslines them. Just saying. And this has often been compared, especially to AEW, Hangman Page. That's his finisher. Logan Paul does it a lot better than anyone else that uses that move in the industry, whether New Japan, AEW, WWE, GCW, AAA, like.
He's got to make sure he hits it every time, because if you botch that one or mess it up, man, that's gonna show big.
Well, so Hangman Page had it messed up. He missed his spot one time, I think, against Moxley, and it definitely showed. And you're like, oh, all right, never mind. Like, you quickly just detracted everything so quickly. So, again, it was a good spot. I definitely ran into it. I think we talked about Logan Paul on the prediction of Elimination, but I don't think we said, like, in what capacity. I think we pretty much said, nah, he's not slated. There was no rumors or anything of him even showing up in Canada. He was just kind of like, surprise, motherfuckers, I'm here. So, good spot. And then Theory looked like he got better. As much as you hated this guy. I
did. I shit on him and I shit on Gargano, and I'm eating crow now. Both of them I like where they're going, both of them. I just hope that Theory steers away from being the filler for Cena and going that route. I don't want him to be cookie cutter in that and be stuck in that style. I don't know. It's like, I don't want him to be another Cena.
Shadow. He's gonna be a shadow.
I wanted to be an edgier Cena, I guess, or something. I don't know. He has the edge to him.
I want him to be the heel
great. Yes,
that Cena never was or could never have.
And maybe that's what it is. Yes. And yeah, like I said, I shit talked and dogged out Theory a ton.
Don't believe us? Go watch all of the wrestling.
Anything before Rumble.
Yeah. Well, Survivor Series, you kind of gave him praise a little bit, but not much. You're like, okay. But that's November. Maybe December.
Yeah, so once this whole social media shit went away after McAfee slapped me around.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he's shooting for the trajectory of facing Cena at WrestleMania, and again, regardless of what happens, Theory will win. Cena will put him over, and it will make Theory, and I honestly think it would make Theory ready for the main event. I think it would give enough behind him to say, hey, you're going to drop the U.S. title, or hell, let him keep it, but then give him a couple shots at Reigns or Cody Rhodes, and just like Sami Zayn on Saturday, get really close to capturing, but maybe not capture it. It still look like it's a hell of a show, and it's not a clean win against him, so where he still has a way to come back and say, you didn't beat me fairly.
Yeah, I think he should hold on to the title, carry that, run with that, bring some prestige to that title, and push it a little bit more. So when he does lose it, it's a big deal to whoever he loses it to.
Yeah.
And then push him towards the title run at some point. I think he's getting there. He's going to be ready, after Mania, going into Survivor Series, SummerSlam, something around that time. He's gonna be ready.
Survivor Series would probably be the earliest.
And that's probably true. But I think he's definitely getting there. I mean, he's doing nothing but strides. He's got 2 weeks until Cena's on Raw. Cena's supposed to be on Raw March 6th, and he's already shit talking him, trying to set it up. He'll probably do some more either next Raw, or I don't think he's ever been on SmackDown, but next Raw I'll probably shit talk him some more. I don't know if he's ever there or not.
Theory's been on SmackDown. He was on SmackDown before the Rumble.
Okay. So, I mean, he's got opportunities to shit talk Cena more. Yeah. He's got 2 weeks to do it. So, and then who knows? He'll probably end up calling him out or talking shit about him on March 6th, and Cena either comes out or Cena comes out and then Theory interrupts him.
I think it'll be that one. If anything, because again, he's a heel character, so it makes sense for Cena to interrupt him. But have Cena do his whole promo, Theory comes out, interrupts him, or to make it personal, attack him, use the AA on him, and then says, again, like he has been to everyone, you're the past, I'm the now, I'm the future, you're old, whatever.
Yeah.
The same shit he's been saying to literally everybody, and have him just use it on John Cena, and again, just beat John Cena down. So where the only logical response Cena has is, yes, I'll face you, and then have this micro feud go on. But it would really, I don't know, I haven't seen anything about Cena's schedule past WrestleMania. So if this is just like a one and done 6-week program, or I guess 4 weeks program at that point, it's going to feel really rushed, and they may not get the most out of it, and they have been teasing at it for like 3 months. But there's a difference of teasing at it, shit talking Cena, and Cena coming out, and he's been on Raw once, where he's acknowledged that Theory's talking trash on him. But again, it's different when you have Cena who could be on Monday Night Raw every week or every other week, occasionally, versus just these sporadic one-offs. So if it's a 4-week program, cool, but I think this would be one that would be good to have run through SummerSlam, and then have Cena just basically lose 3 times in a row to Theory, so where catapults Theory that much more that even Cena can't get over on Theory, but Theory can get over on this legend, the GOAT, the icon, the wrestler, John Cena. I don't know if they would let John Cena be squashed 3 times.
I don't think Cena has that big of a run. I think it's just this short stint, Mania match, and then done. If they did more, I don't know how well it would go. I just think they want to get the big push for Theory in a short amount of time to get him ready for something at some point. Because,
and speaking of which, he can only go up against Cody Rhodes. Like we said before, they're not going to have a heel character go up against a heel character. So Cody Rhodes would have to win the title, or Sami Zayn. The babyface has to win the title. They're not going to put Theory against Reigns.
No, it wouldn't work. So, we'll see what happens, because it definitely, like, the Elimination Chamber was great, and I mean one of the better matches of the night, in my opinion. I think better than the main event.
Really?
I think so.
I would say they're close to each other, but I prefer
they are.
the main event. But speaking of which, that's the last match, so let's just get on to it. Where you had the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn. And I've been reading this everywhere, and I couldn't agree more, even though I'm annoyed with it. But the fact that Reigns is probably the heel GOAT. He is probably the best heel right now. And probably of all times, because he not only did he come out first and soak in the Sami Zayn adulations and chants and everything, and let them say, fuck you, Reigns, fuck you. And like, what? The fact that this was a live show and there was people tossing up middle fingers, they were saying, fuck you, fuck Roman. And one, I pointed this out to my wife because she was watching it with me, is there, you could see many times where the camera would be like panning close to somebody. They toss the finger, they shoot away, like, nope, there am I. And they did that. I think they did that probably like three or four times before Sami Zayn even got to the ring, and they just stopped zooming in on people all together. Like, no, we're done. Everyone's tossing the finger up.
Yep, and everyone knows how the Canadian audience is when they know their hometown wrestler, hero, whatever you want to call it, is there. They back when they back them hardcore.
Yep.
I mean, it's always happened. Bret Hart, hands down. Edge. Every time they're hands down. That's who they want. That's who they're all about, no matter where they are. They didn't
seem to back Edge very much, though.
Not like they used to. They used to a lot more.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just saying. Because I was thinking about that too with the Edge match, where I was like, man, yes, they're chanting Edge, but they're not like going fucking ballistic like they were for Sami Zayn.
I think they're waiting for Sami because they know Edge is old as fuck.
They had to save their energy, conserve it.
Yeah. I think so. And the fact, like you said, he comes out first, he sits there, gets berated. Everybody's chanting Sami, fuck Roman, everything else. And they've panned over to Sammy's wife a couple times. She's just, there. And
she's very emotional.
She helped with it as well.
But, yeah.
She helped with it as well. There were some times of when Roman and Sami came out, everything did his thing, and then the whole stare downs and just kind of the back and forth that they had.
5-minute fucking stare down.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I mean, it was long. They took their time. They milked it. They milked it.
It worked. But when my wife, who's not a WWE fan, is over here going, are they going to fucking wrestle? What are they doing? Have they touched yet? Have they touched each other? I was like, no, they haven't. And even I'm to the point where it's like, okay. Let's go, Sami. All right, we get it. All right.
Yeah.
So, just something. Do something. Anything. Yeah. Poke him. Do something. And he blows him a kiss. Roman Reigns. Do something physically.
Yeah.
I thought it was drawn. I thought it was way too drawn out. Like
it was. Long. They milked it. They took it for what they could, and I think they got everything they could out of it. And I think the fans kind of like at some point like, all right, I can't chant anymore. I'm hoarse at this point. Like, let's start wrestling so I can completely lose my voice when you do this. So I mean, yeah, it was a little drawn out. Well worth it because there was a build up. I mean, almost a year, and the year in the making at that point. Yeah, I mean, in the making for this match, and they got it, and it started off really well. The initial back and forth, once they started going at it, and it was good. I mean, Sami got his ass beat for a little while. He had some high points. They involved his wife when he threw him over there by her. And even Roman talking to her. Like, he made it very clear what he was saying. He made it audible so you could hear what he was saying, and trying to tell the story even more of being I did it all for you. You turned your back on me like that. This is what I didn't want this to happen. You made this happen.
This is like that. Fault,
so putting it back on them, digging the heel persona in deeper for it. I mean, it was done very well. And man, I didn't see some of the things that I wanted Sami to kind of talk a little bit, but they did it very well as far as the the head of the table style character, and the almost not the peon, but just the guy that his helper, or not right hand man, but just somebody that was there to help out, screw him over.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense it was Jimmy of all people, because like we've said, Jimmy came into the bloodline acknowledging right away, no issue. Jay did not, and this all started with Jay. And Solo has never truly acknowledged Roman Reigns.
No,
he has never said, "Hey, I acknowledge you." No, it's just he's quiet. He does the Arn Anderson type bodyguard where he's just silent killer type thing, but he's never acknowledged. So it makes perfect sense that they have Jimmy of all people, who's basically the cause for the bloodline too. Because if Jimmy didn't get involved with Jay and Reigns match over a year ago, or 2 years ago, I think is what they said, then there would be no bloodline. But again, it's all scripted, so in theory. But it's just one of those things, like, it worked perfectly. I wish there was a little bit more involvement. They definitely set up for Jay to go against Roman Reigns, because it definitely looked like Jay was finally going to snap too and stab Reigns in the back. I'm glad they didn't go that way, the chair, because I was like, that's predictable. And I'm glad we got Shades of the Shields explosion with Sami Zayn. Seth Rollins hit Roman Reigns with the chair. Sami Zayn hit Roman Reigns with the chair. Cool. Let's not do Jay, okay? It's been a few years in between the first two. Let's not just make it a couple weeks before this one.
Yeah.
So.
And then the spear that Roman dodged for Sammy to hit Jay with the spear and kind of knock him out of the ring, which then kind of will set it up in turn of how things kind of went down after that. Yeah. So, I mean, end all be all. Can
we just address the refs, though?
They tried.
That was another one of those matches. It was, I don't want to say botch, because again, it's live television. And after listening, like, Jericho on his podcast and so many other wrestlers
went nuts.
It was like, stop using the word botch. It's live TV.
He hates the word botch.
And I get it. I understand. It, because it's a fair point to say you botched it. It's live TV. It's only so much is scripted. I get it. But again, ref got knocked out. Sami Zayn pinned Roman Reigns for at least 8 seconds. And then Jimmy came out, interfered enough that Reigns was able to pin him, and the ref is just there.
Yeah,
he comes sliding in. Ref just fucking watch him super kick, hit the splash, and he's not gonna call DQ. Yeah, no, he's like, all right.
I thought the same thing. I'm like,
it was. See, again, not botch, but that came across very just terrible. But I'm like, really? This isn't believable, and that's the whole point, is to take this realm of fakeness and make us believe in it. But when you do shit like that, it just destroys the facade, the veil, whatever you want to call it. I'm going, nope.
Again,
right,
though, you have to look at how it was too. Of maybe they milked it too much at the beginning, to where they couldn't have too much of it drawn out, to where Jimmy does all his thing, and then maybe Roman and Sammy go back and forth a little bit. Then the other ref comes back out. So maybe they were sucked on time. Who knows?
Which again, then skip it. It wasn't a crucial part of the match that stood out. The only reason why it stood out now is for the fact of the ref, and that's literally the only reason why I remember it, is the ref. And I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" Yeah. And then I think Sami Zayn also got pinned early on too.
Yes.
And it's like, all right, that was 3. Oh no, okay. Come on, guys. Not doing a good job of this. First,
there are some definitely low points in a lot of the matches, but I mean,
I have to agree with you. The chamber match was the chamber match takes the cake.
I think so. But the storytelling in this match was better than the Elimination Chamber.
There was no story in the Elimination Chamber. Okay.
Yeah, as I'm saying, the action-wise in Elimination Chamber was better.
Yeah. But I mean, yes, the story was amazing. There was really questionable moments, like when Roman Reigns won, KO came out, cool, awesome. But Paul Heyman fucking hitting KO on the back like a toddler.
I mean, what do you expect me to do? When you put a big ass roly-poly in there and you throw him at Kevin Owens, what do you expect him to do?
Why was he in there? Other than the fact that, like, all it really did, and this is my speculation, all it really did, because he said, I've always loved you. I don't care about him. Okay, cool. We're going to see Heyman align himself with KO at some point. We know this is going to happen now. But now we're also going to see a fallout, again, like we discussed on the episode before this, with the predictions about Elimination Chamber is we're going to see cracks start forming even more within the bloodline. Sami Zayn left, Jay left. Now Jay's definitely like, he's not in there, but he's going to stick around to do some damage. And now we see Paul Heyman slip up and say some shit that surely on Friday Night SmackDown he's going to get held accountable for. Maybe not.
Probably.
Who knows? But that will lay the foundation for this whole implosion.
Yeah.
It was a good match, minus few questionable calls and moments and spots, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But I did see somewhere that they are going to, WWE is in the works to bring back Author of Pain, the tag team champions that were tag team that were with Seth Rollins when he was the Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
Rez and them. I forget the other dude's name, but Rez. And basically, we're going to see two bloodlines form. We're going to see one with Jay, maybe Solo, maybe Jimmy, maybe The Rock. And then we're going to see Roman Reigns' new bloodline, which is, in theory, from all the articles I've been reading, is he's going to have a tag title holder with him, which will be the Authors of Pain, because he's going to need people who won't stab him in the back, who won't think independently, who won't question anything. They're just there to dominate. So he's going to have the Author of Pain. He's going to have Ronda Rousey and possibly Shayna Baszler, which doesn't make sense to have Shayna, but Ronda Rousey, so he has a footprint in the women's division. And then he would have one more person to kind of hold on the mid-tier card, which maybe it's Solo, maybe it's not.
But Umaga's son is also now making a run now that he's out of jail.
So is he
you've seen him or not?
The cops?
He's he's signed by WWE, but I don't know where he stands yet. I know he's NXT, but I don't know if he's involved yet with anything. But yeah, he's supposedly around.
Yeah, I read that Umaga's son was involved with WWE, but that was the most I read it. But who knows? I mean, it'll be interesting to see. Maybe he's the catalyst for the new bloodline.
Possibly.
Maybe he goes with Jay and Jimmy. I don't know.
I don't see The Rock getting involved. I don't know if we'll see The Rock for a while. I don't think we see The Rock at WrestleMania.
No.
Maybe SummerSlam or Survivor Series, but I don't see him showing up anytime soon for anything.
Survivor Series.
I don't, but I'd like, in what capacity? Like, just to, I don't think he acknowledges the whole bloodline thing. I don't think he wants anything to do with that. In my opinion, I don't think he wants anything to do with it or acknowledge it or anything, because why? Why does he need to? With what point is he going to do? Because he's very egotistical in himself.
Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't seen the show that he has, the Young Rock, that he's catching a lot of shit for.
Oh yeah.
And the way he's casting people, because the Godfather hates him now.
Yep.
The way that he's putting a lot of people, either weaker than him, shorter than him, or just an absolute joke of themselves within it.
Yep.
He's catching a lot of flack for it, and it's kind of showing the ego side of it, which he does. He's had an ego for a long time.
He's been catching a lot of flack ever since Black Adam. So let's just back up a bit, because Black Adam, like we've discussed in other episodes, it's in his contract, in Dwayne Johnson's contract, that he does not lose. He does not lose. So either he will become the winner, or it will be, I could beat you, but we're going to be allies now. Which is like the big issue with like the Shazams is he's a rival of Shazam, and Shazam beats him. So that's how the story would go. But yet his contract would prevent that, and would basically make Shazam look like a bitch, or just instantly jump far into the story arc of, oh, now they're all part of the Shazam tribe or hierarchy, whatever. But he got a lot of flack for that. He got a lot of flack for the finances of Black Adam, saying, oh yeah, no, we made billions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars, and they actually lost money. It wasn't as big as it was, and WB even called him out. And then he went on a whole rampage about haters. Like he's been Black Adam kind of kicked off this massive negative trajectory for The Rock, and it's hilarious. I mean, I love The Rock as a wrestler back in the day, and the more that keeps coming out, and the more he just kind of talks, the more I'm like, I'm starting to not like you. He's going down very much a Bret Hart phase, except not in that realm of,
I'm a whiny baby.
Yeah. Even though he's heading that way too, but yeah, I've seen him. He's been catching a lot of flack for everything, and people are saying now, even like Dave Bautista, the person The Rock wishes he could be, because Batista's very calm and cool. He accepts everything. He understands. We'll get more into that in a whole nother episode, but yeah, I mean, I think the bloodline would work perfectly, though. I think they are going to it because he is so egotistical, but at the same time, he will put over his cousins with no issue, because he's already put Roman over once, or attempted to, when he won the Rumble years back. I think this would be kind of a time for him to say, you're nothing. You couldn't even get over with my help, and you think you're still bigger than me? Let me put you in your place. And then, of course, squash The Rock and have him finally retirement match. And that's how it should be. It's a retirement match. And you just go, bye-bye. Don't come back to the WWE. But it could work because Rock is so egotistical. But The Rock also loves the business.
Rock loves The Rock within the business.
He's adamant about other players too inside the business. But I think it'll also come down to if WWE sells and who they sell to. I don't think he'll come back until that's all done, though.
And that could be true. So
once again, he doesn't want to be involved with this whole Vince McMahon thing.
With Roman winning this one and everything happening with KO coming out, helping Sammy, them two not speaking or really doing anything except for eye contact at that point, and KO walking out, I think sets up tag team match for Mania with KO and Sammy.
How? Because on Monday Night Raw, KO says, "I'm done with you."
He can say that. Yeah, I know.
You can just say that.
I know, but I think it's going to end up happening is.
But you can't see how The Rock's going to be involved with Bloodline.
No, I don't. I think Sammy and KO take on the Usos to take the titles from them. That's what I think happens in some way.
I don't know how they would do it, because right now Jay's not a fan of Roman Reigns. He barely likes his brother Jimmy.
I think Sammy comes crawling back to KO in some fashion.
I don't know. If that's how they do it, I think it's going to be set up to where Sami Zayn needs a partner at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. And he's asked everyone around, and he's asked KO. KO hasn't responded, hasn't talked to him in weeks, hasn't been seen, and then he shows up at WrestleMania. But that would be the only way I could see it. I don't see them working together, period. without destroying everything KO has done and been through the last 6 months.
Yeah, and I think it'll culminate to the point of those two being tag champions, and then who knows what they do with it after that. But
Or are
I
they
think they
going
have
to be undisputed tag, or are we going to finally have 2 titles?
I mean, fuck, who knows at that point?
Again, I'm going to piggyback off of several WWE episodes of we don't need 2 tag team titles. We don't have a tag team division large enough between Raw and SmackDown to need 2 tag team titles. Even with NXT, we don't have enough within all 3 brands to have 3 tag team titles, let alone 1.
And maybe the fact that those two take it from them, and you can unify it at that point, and they say unify it, and at that point or whatever. Because I mean, you have 2 guys that are not a legit tag team, but they're coming together to defeat one of the best tag teams right now.
But they are a tag team. Like, they have history.
Yes, they do. Yes, but they're right now. Yeah. They're legitimate. They're legitimate singles competitors. True. Who can be tag team partners, but they're going to defeat one of the best tag teams right now.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's one story would work. But
it would also help with the cracks too within the bloodline of now the Usos don't have their titles.
And then Roman
come out to help.
Yeah, and then Roman at Mania, going against Rhodes.
The way they could do it, and this would make sense, it would help with the storyline, would be have Reigns defend on night 1, Usos defend on night 2. Have the Usos get involved in Reigns' match. Reigns still loses. Doesn't matter for the outcome. But let's say he loses. The Usos defend on night 2, and while they are getting beaten, Reigns never comes out. Never comes out to support. Never comes out to help. Heyman doesn't come out to help. Solo doesn't come out to help. And basically just abandons them. And now they lose their titles too. And they go backstage and they're pissed off at Reigns of, hey, we helped you during your title match. Why didn't you help us? We still have titles. And kind of throw the whole, we've done everything for you over the last 2 years, and you can't help us even a little bit to keep the title, the only title the Bloodlines have, and build that pettiness between the 3 of them.
Mm.
It'll be interesting.
I think with Roman though, I don't think he loses the Mania. I think he beats Rhodes.
Are you going off the reports of Vince McMahon is telling Triple H don't pull the titles from him yet? Keep the titles on him? So that's a very predominant article.
I think they want to have the 1,000 days as champion. Because I think Mania puts him, 40 or 50 days away from being a 1,000-day champ?
He was 903 at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, so I mean, he's going to be right around there at Mania. And to go off what you said of being one of the best heels at a 1,000-day reign would be one hell of a story to top at that point and kind of set it off. But I don't think he loses it to Rhodes because the company wants Rhodes, the people want Sammy. I mean, hands down, that's what
Rhodes
it is.
Has said he's okay with having Sammy introduced into a 3-way, which would be a perfect way to protect Rhodes, cap off Sami Zayn's story. But again, then Sami Zayn has to either pull double duty, which I don't think they'll have him pull double duty. So there's no tag team titles, which is honestly, this is more likely than KO and him teaming up. But have it be a triple threat. Sammy gets pinned by Roman Reigns. And maybe because Cody Rhodes hits his crossroads on him, Cody Rhodes then gets tossed out of the ring by Reigns, and Reigns basically gets a dirty win. And he beats Sammy. And now we have I didn't lose the match. I was costed the match by Sami Zayn and by Roman Reigns. I want my match. And that leads up to a almost a heel turn for Cody Rhodes too, because that's what everybody's expecting too. Is he was better as a heel in AEW than he was a babyface. So it
Which is
will
funny.
be interesting.
Right now, he has the longest and the shortest reign. He's at 905, and his shortest was 6 days, which was when they knew they fucked up and they took it off him real quick. But I don't think that Sammy. I think Sammy has that title, the tag team title match at Mania, and Cody loses at Mania, and then either SummerSlam or Survivor will be a triple threat match, either a ladder match of some kind, some type of special match that has a no disqualification style in it, and which will help put more cracks, rivets, or whatever else within the bloodline if it's not collapsed by that point. Because I think Usos lose their titles, Reigns retains, shows he's the dominant one within the group, which pushes Jay even more to want it at some point. But I don't think they put a title on Jay for a while. But I think at some point it's a triple threat match and some type of special match for Cody or Sammy to win it. And then they unify it at that point or split it again or what they want to do.
That's his prediction. So mark it. And it's episode 16. Mark, that's his prediction. This is how WrestleMania is going to go down. It's either going to be what Rogel says, which makes perfect sense, or it's going to be a triple threat match. Roman Reigns keeps it. I would love to see him lose it, but he keeps it, and that builds off a story arc for Reigns and Cody Rhodes again to continue on through SummerSlam. Reigns gets his 1,000 days, and then Cody captures it on SummerSlam, if not a little bit sooner. But I don't think the Usos will have a tag match on WrestleMania. I think kind of like the IC title last year, I think it will be defended beforehand in some bullshit tournament or round robin or whatever. And they just won't have a match at WrestleMania. I think it'll be a triple threat. Reigns wins it by an unclean finish. Cody Rhodes would have won it, but Sami Zayn basically is the weak horse and he gets pinned by Roman Reigns. And then there's the completely unlikely one, where it's a triple threat. Cody pins Sami. Reigns never lost. Reigns wins his title and immediately gets it back on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown or whatever, or the next pay-per-view. And Reigns is no longer the title holder, and Jimmy and Jey Uso are the only titles in the bloodline, causing a massive division of where the head of the table, specifically Jey. And then Jey could beat Roman Reigns without the title being on the line and still state dominance as a single-run competitor. Very unlikely, but Jey and Roman could face off without a title and be a amazing match. So. But we will cover everything about this on WrestleMania. We have one last WWE, guaranteed WWE episode with two guys, one gamepad, and it will be the WrestleMania one. I think it will be the next time you see an episode from us, and that will be March 30th? Yeah, March 30th, which is a Thursday, will be the last one before WrestleMania, which takes place April 1st and 2nd. Mm-hmm. So, stay tuned for that. We got more.
We'll see.
Lots of prediction, but it will be either Roggles or mine, and we will definitely piggyback, or not piggyback. We will come back to this episode and see how WrestleMania card is looking at that time. But until then, thank you so much for tuning in. Before we go, last thing, March 10th, we will have a live stream over on YouTube. Don't miss it. March 10th? Yeah, March 10th. Don't miss it. 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.
We'll probably talk about wrestling at some point in that episode too.
That doesn't count. I said it'll be the last one. No, this will be the last one. Whatever. I don't know what fuck I just said. Disregard me. I have not been drinking, and my memory is not foggy. That's how it works. We got lots of stuff to do. Thank you so much for tuning in. And here's wannabe Lizzo. So take care, everyone. Here's Lizzie. Rizzy. We'll call him Rizzy.
Rizzy. You're wrong. All wrong.
Come on, Rizzy.
So wrong. No. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm excited for March 10th for the live event we're going to do. It's going to be, it's probably going to be a crazy drunken disaster. So we'll see. Until then, bye, bitch.